Hello and welcome to our video. My name's Katie and I'm an integrated pest management student, and this is Kerry, and she's an entomology master's student here at Harper University. And we are here to do our little section of the A to Z of entomology. So we are doing E is for eating insects. Now you may think, oh, that sounds disgusting, but hopefully over the next 4 or 5 minutes, me and Kerry can change your mind. The scientific name for eating insects is entomology, and these are just a few facts about eating insects that you might not know. First up, there is over 1,500 edible insects worldwide. Of those, some of the most popular ones are things like grasshoppers, ants, termites, bees, wasps, crickets, list goes on. Humans have been eating insects probably as long as we've been on the planet. In terms of literature, it turns up in the Old Testament of the Bible and also in Roman and Greek scripture as well. Aristotle even mentions that he had a bit of a fondness for cicadas. At the moment, about a third of the world's population still eats insects, and these tend to be people in Asian, Latin American and African countries. In the Western world, we're not such big fans, but that is slowly starting to change. And there's a few reasons why that is the case. The UN's Food and Agriculture Organization has recently published 2 papers about food security and also eating insects, and they're very much linked. So the world population is now over 7 billion. So more than 7 billion people on this planet, and that number is growing all the time. And with more people, we need more food. So on top of an increasing pressure to grow more and more food, we've got the added complexity of we are now growing more crops for biofuel. And then on top of this, we've got more and more climate change effects happening and more severe weather systems, such as severe drought, flooding. All of this is adding up to mean that there's more and more pressure on food. At the moment, worldwide, there's nearly 1 billion people that are chronically hungry, which is a huge number. And as our population grows, that will increasingly grow as well. These are all worrying things, and eating insects might be a solution, which is why we're talking about it. And so I'm going to hand over to Kerry, who's going to explain a bit more about it.
I'm going to talk to you about the good things and why we need to eat insects. Firstly, they are very nutritious. They have huge amounts of protein, and in fact grasshoppers have the same amount of protein approximately as either tuna steak or sirloin steak. Also, that locusts have a huge amount of fat, much more than steak or tuna, and that is really good for storing energy in the body, so that's great for our diets. Insects also have very high levels of calcium, zinc and iron, and they could present a possible solution to the global food crisis. Insects are really easy and economical to produce. They take much less water to produce and feed, and in fact crickets take 6 times less the amount that it would to feed a cow. They also don't produce as much in the way of greenhouse gases or ammonia, so they're actually a really good way for us to save on some of those resources on the planet. The biggest reason why we're not eating insects is really down to culture. The Western culture has not been brought up with it, it's not traditional practice, and that's why we're probably a little bit squeamish about this. So really, that's the only reason why we're not eating them. So we've come up with a few ideas for recipes, and on the table here in front of us, our skewers with crickets. In many Eastern countries, they have these and they sell them on the street. And we also have some chilli. Now this is made from chili bug paste that is made with giant water bugs. And here we can see a giant water bug and a yummy vegetable chilli. And for dessert, anybody like a chocolate covered locusts? They're actually really tasty. And we also, for the kids out there, have got mealworms in crispy cakes. Now in the UK it's quite difficult to buy live insects to food, but you can get these bags which are really readily available out on the internet, and they contain dehydrated insects, and they are actually really tasty too, a bit like peanuts. So we'd like to leave you there, and you can always visit our blog for some more information, or you could follow us on Twitter, and you can also watch the rest of the A to Z videos for entomology. We'd like to say a huge thanks to Crunchy Critters for providing some of the insects here today. And now we're just going to leave you with a few clips of what happened when we took some insects around the campus. This is going to be interesting, see how they're going to react.
So, today we have a lovely selection of insects for you to try.
Okay.
So initial reactions to that, I can see you going,
Mild concern.
I've had
But-
some insects in the past.
ah, there we go.
But I'm,
Good.
I'm open to it. I'm open to
I'll give it a go.
Yeah.
Good.
Oh, no.
Don't like that one, no?
Well, it doesn't really taste of...
That's nutty again. Don't like that.
I don't like that
Oh,
one.
no.
Okay,
That
they're
one's got
actually
really weird
beetles, aren't
aftertaste.
they?
Has it?
I think.
They're
we've
okay
got that.
actually. Yeah,
Yeah, it tastes
quite
like
nice.
But very salty.
Sounds very crunchy as well.
That's good.